Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you've got a comment, send it to me. Box 13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us over on Twitter at Radio Detectives. And be sure, once a month, cast your vote for the show on Podcast Alley. podcastalley.greatdetectives.net. Before we do get started with today's program, I do want to remind you that every week over at greatdetectives.net, I post at least one article. These can be on Golden Age detective stories or other types of Golden Age television, movies, or radio, as well as an occasional review of books, movies, or CDs that are mysteries. You can check it out at greatdetectives.net, and if you have a Kindle, you can automatically have these posts delivered to your Kindle. You can try that out free for 14 days. Well, William Gargan didn't find great success with Ideal in Crime. Where he did gain renown was as one of television's first stars. He landed the role of Martin Caine, Private Investigator, which was a live detective show broadcasting from New York City. The series was sponsored by the United States Tobacco Company. And when Gargan was on Martin Caine, the show was Kinescope Live, and they would do the product placements right in the middle of the program, because one of Martin Caine's favorite hangouts was the tobacco store. So the commercial would be people coming in to buy pipe tobacco or a special brand of cigarettes that the show sponsored. Martin Caine became a huge hit in terms of ratings. It competed frequently during Gargan's time with the Arthur Godfrey Talent Hour. Gargan gained worldwide renown, so much so that when he went to the Vatican, he went through a room where there were some men studying for ministry who were, when they were eating, not allowed to look up as part of their discipline. As he was going through there, though, he heard one of the people whisper, "Hey, that's the guy who plays Martin Caine." And he explained to his superior that he hadn't looked up, but that he just looked down at the mirror, and it had cast Gargan's shadow. However, he was quite a bit away from this level of worldwide renown by the time today's episode aired. This episode was from April 5th of 1946, 2.5 months after the program premiered, and it's called The William A. Davis Case.
I deal in crime.
The American Broadcasting Company presents I Deal in Crime, starring William Gargan as Russ Dolan.
This is Russ Dolan speaking from one of the ringside tables at the Rose Room Dance Palace. Yeah, you guessed it. 50 beautiful hostesses. Count them, 50. If you're wondering what I'm doing in a spot where they tap you a dime for a 2-time whirl around a small floor, it's because somebody gave me a lifetime pass. Also because a man named William Davis came to see me. William A. Davis, if you please. He was one of those stuffy little butt-budgets, about 50 years old, and tried to cling to a dull youth by brushing his thin hair over a rapidly spreading bald spot. He walked into my office one bright afternoon and said,
Mr. Dolan, you're a detective. I want you to find my daughter for me.
Sure, Mr. Sit down.
I haven't time. My name is Davis. William Davis. William A. Davis.
Well, glad to meet you. My name is Dolan. Ross Dolan. The only second name my father gave me I got when I broke the mirror in the front parlor.
I have no time for levity, Mr. Dolan.
Oh.
Naturally, since my daughter has disappeared, I've been quite concerned, even a trifle distraught, if I may say so.
Oh, say anything you want.
I live up in Mission Valley. I lived there for 20 years. And one day last week, my daughter simply disappeared.
How old is your daughter, Mr. Davis?
She's 17. A dangerous age.
Yeah.
Also, you'll find her self-willed. You may have trouble bringing her back.
Uh-huh. Any boyfriends, Mr. Davis?
I know of none. I've prepared a sort of brochure on Jacqueline. The pictures, a complete history, so you'd have something to work on. Here.
Oh, thanks. She's a pretty kid, isn't she?
Yes. Let us discuss your fee, Mr. Dolan. My ceiling is $5 per day.
$5 a day? Mr. Davis, you better either raise your ceiling or lower your floor. You're talking to the wrong man.
I'm a sporting man, Mr. Dolan. I'll make you a proposition. If you find Jacqueline, $500. If you don't, nothing. Now, of course, I'll pay your expenses.
I think I'll take you up on that, Mr. Davis.
Yes, I thought so. You have a reputation for being quite a gambler.
Thanks. I presume her mother is quite concerned, too.
I don't know, Mr. Dolan. Also, I don't care.
William A. Davis hiked out of there like an upstate Napoleon on his way to Josephine. I settled down to the more serious job of finding a 17-year-old girl in a big city, and it turned out to be tough. The Missing Persons Bureau gave me no leads, neither did the hospitals. I called and asked more questions than a quizmaster at a lawn party, and finally wound up with a pretty, nice, round goose egg. I decided to beat it down the street. But the minute I left the building, I got that uncomfortable feeling around the collar. I walked a block and looked around. I had a tail. I kept going towards the next corner. I rounded the corner and stopped. My pal was close behind me. He was a big, beefy bird, but I stopped him. Oh, pardon me.
Hey, why don't you look where you...
Uh-oh. What's the matter, Pally? Afraid you'll miss the bus?
I'm not on my way to missing any buses.
Maybe not, but you sure missed the boat.
Get out of my way, mister. I'm in a hurry.
Sure, you're in a hurry. So am I.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you pulling it on my arm?
Maybe I ought to snap it for you.
My arm. Cut it out, will you?
Sure, Pally. As soon as you tell me why you were following me.
I wasn't following you, mister.
Change your mind, Pally?
My arm. My arm. The guy told me to tell you. There was a guy on that corner back there. He gave me $5.
You're lying, Pally.
Yeah, I'll tell him. He was a lawyer. His name was Clemson. He's in the Ryan building.
Uh-huh. What do you want?
I don't know. Just wanted me to follow you. Tell him where you went, that's all. Can I, go now?
Yeah, you're going, Pally, with me. If this is another of your feeble fabrications, I'll really give you something to scream about. The character and I walked over to the Ryan building a couple of blocks away, rode up to the offices of Edgar Clemson, attorney at law. We walked right past a cute little secretary who was busy hiking her nylons up to sea level.
Just a moment, sir. You can't go in there.
Who said so, sister? Come on, you.
Okay.
You, Clemson?
How did you get in here? Who are you?
I got in through the door. My name's Dolan. I brought you something.
What do you want? I'm busy.
I brought your tail back, Clemson. Next time, get a guy who's a little smaller than a two-car garage and a little smarter than a Ubangi.
Really, Mr. Dolan, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't go spreading that around, Clemson, because I know better. You hired this mug here to follow me. He says so.
Follow you? Really, Dolan, I'm engaged in the practice of law, not a scavenger hunt.
One more crack like that, mouthpiece, and I'll twist your trumpet. The next time you put this dumb lug on my tail, I'll mail you back his arm.
Now listen here, Dolan, I got... Quiet. You're under the impression you're pretty tough, aren't you, Dolan?
Suppose I am.
Just remember that I'm a lawyer, Dolan. You get tough with me, and I'll tenderize you like a $2 ham. Now get out of here.
It would have been a pleasure to hang one on Clemson, but the percentage was against me. Then I remembered the story of that Greek hero, the one with the weak heel. I figured Clemson might have a weak heel, too. He did, and I was kind of sorry about calling her a heel. It was Charlotte Crandall, Clemson's secretary. I promptly picked her up and just as promptly sat her down again, in one of those cozy spots.
Sure was nice of you to take me out for cocktails, Mr. Dolan.
Oh, don't mention it, Charlotte. When I saw those nylons, I was a gone gosling.
Oh, I'll bet you say that to all the girls.
All the girls I know don't have nylon.
They don't? Gee, sure is swell in here, Mr. Dolan. I've never been here before.
Where do your boyfriends usually take you?
Well, lately they've all been taking me home.
That's so.
I guess because they don't make much money.
Or else they're smarter than... Say, how's your boss?
Boy, was he mad at Butch, the guy who followed you.
I can imagine. Butch do a lot of work for Clemson?
Just where Lucky Maxwell's concerned.
Lucky Maxwell. Don't remember him.
Lucky isn't a he, Mr. Dolan. He's a she.
No.
She's one of Mr. Clemson's best clients. And you know something?
No, why?
She runs a diamond dance place. It's called the Rose Room.
Must take it in some evening.
Oh, I don't think you'd like it. It costs a dime every time you dance with a girl. Besides, I dance with you free.
Maybe you got something, Charlotte. Have another...
One of my boyfriends is coming over.
Well, don't worry, Charlotte. One night this week, you and I'll go out. I'll show you the sights.
Okay. Make it anything but the zoo. I've seen that 7 times this month.
Anything but the zoo.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, Miss Crandall, Mr. Clemson wants you right away. He sent me to look for you.
Isn't it kind of funny you came to exactly the same place?
Mr. Clemson said I couldn't talk to you, Dolan. Come on, Miss Crandall. Mr. Clemson is kind of mad.
Okay, I'm going. Goodbye, Mr. Dolan. See you later.
Yeah, kid. Well, I guess I better beat it, too.
The boss sent for me to tell you something, Dolan.
Yeah, what?
Lay off his secretary, or he'll nail your hide to your own front door.
I paid the bill and got out of the spot. I wandered downtown a little deeper, where the stores have open fronts and the proprietors wear only shirts and try to coax you inside. I killed time until it was dark, and then I went for an evening of dancing at the Rose Room. I walked between a garish sign that advertised 50 beautiful hostesses. 50. Best music in town. So I walked up the rickety steps, laid down a couple of bucks, took my 20 tickets, and hiked in. I walked over to the check room. I saw a girl behind the counter who took my breath away. She smiled at me.
Well, customer, check your hat.
Yeah.
Number 711, mister, for you. That's lucky.
Yeah. You stand back there all the time, or do you ever come out?
Oh, for a good customer, sometimes I come out.
Oh, I'm a good customer.
Well, that's what they all say. Dan?
Well, why not?
Well, come on, customer.
Yeah.
Give me your ticket. I'll have to have another ticket.
That was a dance? Why, I only got a chance to do 3 steps.
Well, up here, mister, you gotta be quick.
You said it. How about sitting at one of those tables?
Sure. Give me $1.
$1 for sitting?
Yeah, for 15 minutes. $3 for an hour.
Holy smoke. What does a poor guy do around here?
He goes to a movie and saves his money. Want to sit?
Yeah, and at that price, those chairs better be upholstered in platinum.
Oh, how's this?
Swell. Have something?
Management says no. You can, though.
Oh, thanks. Maybe I can't afford it.
Say, who are you, mister? I've seen you places.
Name's Dolan. Mean anything?
Like the name, though. Wish I could stay.
Yeah. What about that babe out there in the blue dress?
Oh, you mean Jackie. She's popular.
Too bad.
Oh, of course, if you'd like to meet her, I can fix it.
Would you? Fix it, I mean.
Sure. I'll send her over. See you later, Dolan.
I watched my erstwhile girlfriend walk out on the floor, say something to the kid in the blue dress, who I knew was Jacqueline Davis. Then she ankled back to her check room while Jacqueline came towards me. She and the band made it at the same moment.